All right, thanks for staying with us. It's still 12 report, and we were talking about the planned rehabilitation work on the Lekki Ajah axis, which has now been postponed. And we have our correspondent, Bernard Akede, who is at the Lekki Ajah Road as we speak. And Bernard, we're talking about the fact that people, before now were saying that the timing couldn't be more wrong because the festivities are fast approaching. Could that be one of the major reasons why this suspension happened?
I was agreeing with you entirely, saying that yes, the timing couldn't be more wrong. Around this time of the year, leading into December, we will have people flocking into Lagos. Majority of them coming into this area, Lekki Ajah axis, which usually is the route you will take if you're coming to Lekki, Ajah, Victoria Island, possibly Ikoyi through some other routes as well. I remember again that this part of Lagos is the part that houses a good number of recreational activities, like the likes of beaches, the likes of clubs, bars, pubs, recreational centers, I beg your pardon. So we're going to be seeing a lot of traffic. The population in this area may eventually double between December beginning and January ending, when people begin to, return to their various places where they came from. So yes, the road needs to be fixed. There needs to be rehabilitation work on this road, major rehabilitation work, as a matter of fact. But the timing definitely was quite wrong.
So, Bernard, you are quite familiar with this route. What would you say are the major issues that motorists face along this particular stretch? Is it the potholes? Is it the congestion? What exactly were the planned works that were meant to be carried out on this road?
All right. If I were to speak on the planned works that I think should be carried out on this road, and yes, I'm familiar with this road. I live somewhere across the axis, so it's my daily commuting area. To start with are the potholes, like you clearly mentioned. We have yawning potholes, some as huge as craters, on different axes, different points of the road that, of course, will slow down fast-paced traffic as it was supposed to be. We equally have, of course, the impatience of drivers, both commercial and private drivers. And then, of course, there is the inactivity of certain technology that has been put on the road. For example, there are times when the traffic lights refuse to work, and I think it's quite a coincidence. There's one right behind me right now that probably isn't working right there, and the moment you have these this infrastructure not working, of course, it causes confusion and sometimes mayhem. Besides traffic lights, you have the street lights, and when they all go out at night, it gets completely dark. And then finally, the part I'll touch on, of course, is the part where some of the traffic officials themselves do not help matters at all. You have some of them conniving with private or commercial vehicle drivers, trying to get them ahead of the light, sometimes so that they can get some tips from them. So put all this together, and the road should be in good working condition. But finally, I also say that putting them together should not end there. There should be enforcement of traffic rules and traffic laws, and then proper time-to-time maintenance of the road. With all of this, I think the combination will be perfect to have smooth roads along Lekki Ajah Expressway.
All right, Bernard, before we let you go, we want to find out, have you been able to speak with commuters along that axis, and what has been their response to the planned rehabilitation and to the postponement of the plan?
We haven't started speaking to commuters yet because we just commenced shooting. But of course, if you go on social media, you will hear people, random people, influencers. Oh, well, there was a truck that passed by, and one of the truck drivers actually did mention, first things first, of course, they all complain about the timing of this planned, of the previously planned rehabilitation of the road. It could have not been longer than the time that it was placed upon. And then secondly, of course, the state of the road, complaining about the potholes I talked about earlier. The road is riddled with potholes in certain areas. The commissioner did mention that some palliative work will start and last until the end of the month. And I see that some famous potholes have been leveled, but of course nothing permanent. So these are some of the things that some of the drivers who slowed down to speak talked about, and some people have complained about on social media as well. The fact that the road has to be properly taken care of. The potholes have to be sealed up properly so that if you're driving from here, you can have a good experience. And of course, to prevent accidents and other misfortunes that may happen along the roads. But then again, of course, they hammered on the fact that the timing was completely wrong. And of course, like you stated, that most likely is the reason why the date has been moved.
Thank you so much for bringing us the update from the Lekki Ajah axis in Lagos, Nigeria, on the planned rehabilitation, which has now been suspended.